All right, everyone. Good morning. We are
Morning.
obviously, I'm not Madalena, and I'm sure by now most of you have heard that she resigned from state service, and so she she's no longer with us, and so we're all trying to pinch hit and get things done. So if I don't do something I should have, please let me know. And we'll get it all corrected, okay? Just trying to see, I know that I have familiarity with a lot of you, but maybe not know you so well. But we will move forward. I see that we have Andrew Kowski online.
Hey,
Andrew,
good morning.
Good morning.
Andy. Yeah, good morning.
What
Kowski from HNTV.
with HTMB? Okay, hold on. My volume isn't high enough. I need to be able to hear you. Hold on just one moment. There we go. All right. All right. And Shannon, of course, I know you, BOA. Connie Lee. Welcome in.
Sorry, I was on mute. Good morning, everyone. Connie Lee from
Hi,
TRANS-CAC.
Connie.
Hi.
Hi,
Thank you
Connie.
for joining us. Yeah.
Hello.
Dave Bros.
Hi, Tandra. Dave Bros with EMCS, and I am the ACEC representative to TRANS-CAC.
Okay, awesome. Appreciate you coming today. Jesse, my friend, Jesse friend.
Good morning. How are we
Good
doing?
morning. Thank you, Jesse. Of
Thanks
course,
for
we have
having
our
me.
staff, Benji Hyatt, Michael Hoker, know who you are. Keisha is on the line, Keisha Sutton with Prism.
Hello,
Kim,
I'm here. Sorry. I was.
you were muted.
Good morning.
That's okay. Good morning. Hi, Kim Lobdell.
Good morning, Tandra. I'm Kim Lobdell. I'm from KL Engineering.
Okay. Thank you for.
I've been on TRANS-CAC a long time.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for being here today. And we have Michael Kunstman.
Nope, it's Matt Kunstman.
Oh, Matt.
Nice to meet
Okay,
you.
I'm sorry. I'm looking
Yeah.
at Michael.
Good morning.
Hi.
Morning,
Good
everyone.
morning. Thank you, Matt. And who are you with, Matt?
I'm with OES with Oneida.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Michael Rivera.
Yes, here. Hi, everyone. Glad
Hello.
to be with you guys.
Thank you. And Mino, we know you. Thank you for coming today. Kathleen is on board. Mitch Patoka. No.
Mitch Patoka.
Patoka. Got it right the first time. Thank you, Mitch. Paul Smith.
Yeah, Paul Smith with the American Indian Chamber of Commerce.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Rosalind is here with us, and also Anna with BPD. So thank you all for joining us this morning. We will move right away into the agenda. And we're going to start with our consultant services updates. And we'll have Anna Wisner and Mitch Patoka with those. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Tandra. Mitch,
Oh, wait,
I'll
hold
let
on.
you.
Can you hold on just one moment? Kathleen
Sure.
has her hand up in case she needs me to do something. Yes, Kathleen.
Sure.
Yes, just wanted to get approval on last meeting's minutes before we move forward.
Oh, okay. All right.
So do we
So
have?
we did, Kathleen graciously submitted our minutes from the last meeting. And they were emailed to you all. And so I don't know if you've had time to review them, but we would like to get them adopted. Does anyone need time to look through them? No?
Oh.
So could we get a motion to approve them or make edits?
Tandra, this is Dave. I'll motion to accept the minutes.
Thank you. We have a second.
I second.
And who was that, please?
Bruce Span.
Thank you, Bruce. All right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank
Any
you.
opposed? No one opposed. All right. So that was a test drive. So now really, we'll have Anna and Mitch give us an update on consultant services. Take
All
it
right,
away.
and thanks, Tandra. And I'm going to let Mitch go.
Sure.
Right. So I will share. So tracking for our federal fiscal DBE achievement for the end of December, we had about $41.5 million of contracts executed with $12.5 million of federal funds. Total DBE achievement just under $1 million, which brought our total achievement so far to about 7.5%. That is somewhat lower than we've been in years past. So we are tracking this closely to make sure that we can make any corrections if we need to. For the total overall, we're probably looking somewhere in the neighborhood of $360 million of contracts overall. The federal funds at the 176 is probably a little high. So right now we're tracking for just, around 11%. I think as we get forward into the year, some of those federal funds will come down, so that achievement is likely to be higher. Any questions on our DBE tracking? There's
No questions. It's crickets. Oh, yeah.
None
Counted
there.
to 5 in my head, Mitch.
Yes, I have to remember that. I guess the as far as DBE events coming up, I'm not sure, Tandra, if you plan on talking about this later, but we do have Engineering Opportunity Day coming up on February 20th. Some of our DBE firms have signed up for that event. There will be a separate DBE room there for you to do additional networking.
I won't necessarily talk about it. I think Benji, you'll be able to speak to that later, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So we will cover it, Matt. I'm sorry, Mitch. Oh my gosh. We will cover it, Mitch, later. And thank you for bringing it up, though. We certainly appreciate that.
Yep. And we do have that schedule posted out on our webpage for the assignments for the consulting firms and the time slots. So if anyone wants to go out there and look, it's out there.
Can you drop that link in the chat, please, Anna? And Kathleen, can you copy it to send out, please?
Sure.
That'd be great. So we
Hey,
can
Mitch, would
have
you do
direct
that
access.
for me?
Oh, yes.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate it. All right. Any questions, any comments on the report? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on into our DBE program updates. And actually, I am going to share my screen. All right, assuming you can see that. So we now have our data in from fiscal year 23, and I'll start there first. So as you can see, this is our DBE attainment of $155 million. And that said, I think our overall, the goal was 12.41%, but we hit 14.41%, so 2% over the goal. And in that, the breakdown of our DBEs is that we had 45% non-minority of that 155 million. 8% was Black American, 22% Hispanic, 6% Native American, 15% Asian Pacific, and then of subcontinent Asian American was 4%. And so what kind of I would like to highlight is you can see, in time past, I think, up to about 5 years ago, there was a distinct disparity. The non-minorities had, maybe even 70% or so. And so we're seeing that all trending to be more evenly dispersed, if you think about population. And so, within some of the different ethnic groups, the numbers for Hispanics, say, it doubled, went slightly down for Black Americans. And so you can see some changes there, but, certainly the mix up and we're seeing more, equitable across the group. So we're pleased to see that, but just wanted to share that with you. Any questions on that? And this all came from our uniform report that we submitted to the feds. So we're thankful for the third year. All 3 years of the triennium, we were able to meet the goal. So 14.41. Yes, Randy. Randy, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Is there any review of, or does anyone know the makeup of workforce on projects? Because entrepreneurship starts with folks having some kind of engagement in the work and oftentimes in the workforce.
So in terms of the workforce on projects, that typically we cover things like that in our DBE stakeholders group. We can certainly look to gather that information and maybe report what we have in an upcoming meeting, because we, under the umbrella of the organization I direct, we also have labor compliance. And so we are out on those projects looking at the labor. And so those reports are given, but just in the context of this meeting, we don't necessarily have that data right now.
And that's perfectly fine, not expected. I was just curious because that's generally in all fields, including professional services, same thing. That folks, it's hard to move into ownership if you have no real experience in the field.
Sure, that's a valid point. Are there any other questions or comments before Benji?
Yeah, Tandra, Tim
Yes.
McMurtry,
Tim.
NAMAC. Hey there, and good morning, everyone. Congratulations on the improvement and exceeding the goal. That's excellent to hear. You also mentioned that about 5 years ago, there seemed to be a more disproportionate, I guess, outlay of contracting. And so progress had been made there as well, where the non-minorities grabbed maybe about 70%. It's down to about 56%. So everybody is, getting a piece of the pie, and it's
actually down to 45.
45, my bad.
Yep, fiscal year 22 is 56. Yes, sir.
Do you anticipate, well, two questions, I guess. Question 1A is, can you expound a bit more on what you attribute that, trend to, and the numbers becoming more equally distributed? And question 1B is, do you foresee in the next 3 to 5 years, hints that it will be even more evenly distributed in these, pie chart breakdowns because of opportunities and whatever else WSDOT has been able to do to get the contracts to be distributed in a more equitable way?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for that question, Tim. So in terms of my understanding of the first question is what have we done? And I'm arriving in the middle of all this success and this downward trend. So I certainly want to give kudos to OBAC, to the DBE team, and also to Madalena in her absence now, whatever, for the work they've done. I think one huge effort has been reducing the number of GFEs. So, when you go from over 150 GFEs to only 8 this last fiscal year, you know, the messaging has been, and the contractors have, you know, certainly bought in to the idea of, you know, meeting the goal. So so that doing that certainly you know, brings about change. We have worked our DBE support services. We have Roz on the line, and Kathleen, she leads our GFE efforts, and so she has lots of ideas and things that she does to help that program continue to be successful. We also have our DBE support services. Roz, you know, that is her area, but I think certainly all the DBE staff members that we have do things to support that in terms of mobile loan, mentor protege. You know, we're really trying to set our DBEs up for success so that they are given those opportunities. So I would say, you know, without going into our whole program, you know, those are some of the things that I have been more successful. The mobile loan, you know, when you get a contract, you know, sometimes, you know, money, you know, the upfront costs, you can't handle it. So we're able to, you know, give the mobilization loans. And so things of that nature have helped. In terms of the future, I think we always have to understand that our contractors, they have the opportunity to choose the DBEs that they would want to work with in meeting that goal, right? We, our messaging to them is to give others a try. Don't always use the same ones, but the bottom line is it's up to them. I think in seeing the diversity and seeing the expertise that we're trying to equip our DBEs of all of our DBEs, right? To have, and I think, you know, that quality is certainly showing through and helping others to be chosen more. We're trying to teach them about our contracting processes, about networking so that they can make themselves visible and get selected. We certainly hope that the trend will you know, continue to be more equitable across the different ethnicities and groups. And you know, but we also have to factor in too that the number of DBEs in each category also play a role. There's a lot of factors that go into this, but we certainly will continue to do the things that we are doing, and we you know, we will continue to work with the contractors, the primes, work with our DBEs, you know, work with our stakeholders, work with our partners, because we want to continue to see numbers that look, you know, more, you know, across the board, more that don't look disparate, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Let me just
Does that answer your question, Tim?
Yeah, it does. Thank you very
Okay.
much. And shout out to both Kathleen and to Rosalind. I've worked with both of them. They make does. As a matter of fact, Kathleen sent over some information about the GFE piece, you know, a few meetings back. So we really appreciate that as well. Relative to the relationship building, and we appreciate the work that you all are doing in terms of encouraging, you know, the primes and the contractors to work with a variety of DBEs, and we understand that they have, you know, some discretion with who they play ball with. But what advice would you have for, you know, DBEs that are trying to crack the code, so to speak, and get in? If there's a relationship with contractor A and subcontractor B, and it goes back 10, 15 years, and you're an upstart that does good work, good quality work, core competencies are there, etc., but you've been in maybe about 3 or 4 years, what kind of advice would you give to those DBEs in terms of establishing, growing, and maturing relationships with some of the primes so that they can get the opportunity, so that when they are working on contracts, not only do they get a chance to get more of them, but they get a chance to also show and prove that they can, you know, jam on larger types of contracts as well?
All right. Thank you, Tim, for that question. And before I answer, I certainly am remiss in not mentioning Benji Hyatt, because she is one of our staff members that works really closely with our DBEs to help them get up to par, to help them understand the journey they need to take to be able to get contracts to, connect them with those primes. So, she has done a phenomenal job in that area. But in terms of relationship building, I think what we say to our DBEs is you need to be engaged, right? We have a lot of support services. We have staff on hand who are willing to help you. We hire consultants to help our DBEs, be it, do you need a capability statement? Do you need to work with someone on your finances so you can figure out how to, get things together so that you can be eligible to get that loan or to get the equipment that you need? Do you need to, be in a mentor protege program so you can expand the types of work that you can do so that you can grow? So these are all things, I think, the services that we offer are geared towards helping our DBEs become more successful. So becoming engaged with our program is, I think, the best advice I could give.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, this is Matt from OES. From OES. First off, congrats on your on hitting your goals. Which is great for the DBE program.
Thank you.
I noticed that most of the categories, or what I'm looking at on the screen here, have one up. But I did see that Native American dropped almost in half. Was that due to firms dropping out of the program, or what equated to the drop from close to 14% down to 6.5% in 23?
So I'm going to defer that question to Benji. Do you have any insights on that?
Hey, Matt. I think part of it is there were some firms that did leave the program. And I think that there wasn't a lot of new introduction of Native American firms. We have this year at the end of 23 and into now 24, there's some more Native American firms that have become DBE certified. And part of that, I think, is due to the relationship building. Also, as Tandra said before, and this can apply to both construction and consultant, and we're kind of in the consultant meeting right now, but the prime and the prime gets to choose who they want to select, either through price, relationship, et cetera, So there's really no solid answer to that. As far as, yes, we did have some Native American firms leave the DBE certification pool, but we've also had some new ones come in. It's based on the amount of money and the number of contracts that we're seeing in 2023. So again, it's engagement, relationships, and being part of a team on either a construction or consultant project.
So Matt, the ones that we had, I'm sorry, I'll let you finish.
Okay,
Yes.
no, my next question then is we're looking at all these categories for all ethnicities. Are you counting any goals that are, like, for example, I'll use us for example as OES. If we get a contract, is our full contract cost equated into the DBE percentages here, or is it just work that we've done as a subconsultant to a prime hitting their DBE goals, their percentages?
I can take this. No, DBE goals are only considered on federally funded projects,
right,
whether they're construction or if they are consultant. Your portion, if you are the lead, that is 100% if it is federally funded. Okay. If you are a partner, then that percentage or that dollar amount is considered DBE participation. So any and I'll get into this a little bit later when I actually show you guys stuff. We've been talking with consultant services about assigning goals on consulting projects, not necessarily construction oversight, but design. And so that will be coming up. We're working closely with those guys to figure out the best way and best projects, et cetera, et cetera. And so that will be something that'll come up. So if there's a DBE or a goal, or not even if it's a DBE goal, it's a conscious. And then if there is no goal, it qualifies as neutral participation or voluntary. So any DBE participation on a federally funded project, we do capture.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, Benji.
Sure, absolutely, Matt.
All right, Randy, you took your hand down. Has your question been answered?
No, but I just want to comment that while it is important to track the movement of the percentages, but it actually could indicate a very positive because, for example, in the world of sports, the teams that do the best, they don't get the highest ranking when it comes to picking in the draft. And so cycling through people, it could be a positive that folks are graduating because they exceed the requirements. So it's good to know why. Thanks.
Thank you for that comment. Appreciate it. So that said, we're going to move forward and have Benji give us some more DBE program updates, please.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the first thing I want to show here is the current attainment report through. This is through the January LET, and modifications are through 12/18. I'll do my next update at the end of the month. And we do have our consultant figures through the end of 2023. And I was so very happy to see that my numbers matched Mitch's. So yay. So right now we do have a goal of 12.42%. Our overall federal funding and DB attainment for Fed funds for construction and consulting year to date is 326,000 plus.
Benji,
yes.
Benji, sorry to interrupt you, but we're looking at a spreadsheet. Did you mean for us to be looking at?
Oh, goodness me. No, we don't want to be looking at the spreadsheet. Hold on. But that's okay.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
The spreadsheet's not. Okay.
It kind of flashed on.
Yeah, let me just reshare here. Okay. Now I'm hoping you guys.
There we go. That's what we
All right. So as I was saying, we have about 326 million in Fed funds for construction and consulting. Mitch provided the consultant breakout on that. For our DBE commitments for consulting, as I said, we have the same numbers as Mitch does. We're just under $1 million there. Right now we have about 28 million in construction commitments through LET. So our total construction and consultant commitments at this time is just over $30 million, which brings us to 9.28% is where we're at our goal right now. And we certainly are trending in the correct direction. And this will change monthly, obviously. And once we get our modifications in for the end of the month of January, this number is anticipated to go up. So here again is our construction, and for our federal funds, as you saw, Mitch said we have about 176 million, which will probably fluctuate as we continue through the year. So that's one of the biggest things, that all numbers are subject to change monthly, and they are determined by the lettings and DBE commitment modifications and the solicitations for consultant work. So then the next thing on the list here was talk about some of the opportunities that are coming up. As I alluded to earlier, we've been working with Anna and Mitch and their team to discuss what types of opportunities and what kinds of goals can we set on consultant design projects. So we're in the works. As you all know, we did set $4.5 million on the East-West packages. One had 4 million and the other had the 0.5. And thanks to our primes who were so on board with including DBEs, and we have that really nice pool of DBEs working on those projects, a really good number, dollar amount on that. So that's not going to be the same kind of money going forward. It's going to be based on project size, the DBE opportunities within each of those projects. We haven't landed yet on how many per month we're going to do, but just stay tuned and keep checking monthly, and we will probably send out some sort of notification, kind of like a look ahead that ties in with Masterworks, to say, hey, make sure you're looking. There could be DBE goal assigned to this project. And certainly that is, we always want to make sure that our DBEs are engaged and they're continuing to develop their relationships. And so that's my segue into the engineer opportunity days coming up. We will have a room there. We started that last year, and it was a great place for DBEs to drop in. Our primes are aware of it, and once they're done with their interview with WISTAT, they would come in and see who else was in there for a DBE, and just as another layer of networking opportunity. I think we had probably last year upwards of, I want to say, 8 DBE firms that stopped in. We had an equal amount of primes who stopped in to say hi. And I think a lot of our new Metro Protege relationships and, new relationships were cemented by being able to meet in person instead of through email, talking on the phone. So we were really happy with the turnout last year and really happy with the results from it. So we do encourage everybody to stop in, say hi. I'll have snacks. So we're hoping to see all of you there. Are there any questions as far as the goal attainment opportunities?
Benji, is that more like a round table thing, or is that you sign up to be in the room, or how does that work out?
No, it's not a round table. It is kind of, and you don't have to sign up. Whatever you want to come by, that's fine. Before the meeting, I'll reach out to the primes again and just say, hey, while you're there, please stop in, say hello to any of the DBEs that might be there. We also use it as an opportunity, especially for newer firms that might not know where to go to get a lot of the information. And so I'll have my computer there, and I can show them, where do you find the solicitations? How do you find the roster of, consultants that are on the roster, that type of stuff. So it's kind of like I'm here to help you, and I'm also here to introduce you to other DBE firms as well as primes.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, Kim?
I have a question on opportunities. Can you tell me when you're anticipating setting some specific goals on design contracts on the NOIs? At what point in time is that going to start? The reason I'm asking is because we're trying to coordinate the primes for the speed networking for the DBE Summit. And I think that would be a good point for me to bring out that, as of March, as of April, whatever, the consultant services is going to be setting DBE goals on design contracts. So you need to meet more, DBE firms so that you have yourself in position to put people on. So is there a approximate time frame schedule or something like that we can use to try to get primes to come to the speed networking?
I'm going to say again that Anna and Mitch and our area have been working on that, and I don't know that we've actually locked in a launch date. But I would anticipate that it won't be by the event. At the end of the event, I don't know that I could possibly give you that information, but if we can, we certainly will. I think the teaser will get them there alone without saying, yeah, it's beginning March, we're going to have goals assigned. But Anna, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I would say it's too early to be saying that right now. Yep.
Can we say that there definitely will be goals assigned in the upcoming future?
I would not feel comfortable saying that right now.
You wouldn't, okay. Because you're still evaluating what the participation is, but it's being considered.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. All right, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Thanks. Any other questions from our end? Okay, well, thank you very much, you guys.
All right. Thank you, Benji, for that information and report. And so we will move on in the agenda, and we're at the point of industry issues, check-in and announcements. So we will begin first with ACEC. Do you have anything for the good of the whole?
Just a couple schedule things to throw out there. The transportation partnering meeting is scheduled for February 13th. That is the consultants in the morning and WISDOT joins us in the afternoon. So that's February 13th. And then Transportation Improvement Conference is scheduled for March 5th and 6th in the Dalles. And my understanding is WISDOT has a fairly significant presence at that scheduled. So it's an opportunity I think that DB firms should take advantage of.
Thank you, Dave.
So Dave, this is Kim Lebdow.
Hi, Kim.
Madalena had been going to the transportation partnering meetings just to give updates on where the DBE status stood. So, because they have a lot of prime consultants at this. Have you coordinated with the office, or have they set a different person since Madeleine is no longer there? February 13th is coming up, as to who from the DBE office may come and take her place?
I'm not aware. I don't know if Michael or Anna or Tandra, if you've got some information on that as far as who's going to be a part of that.
I think she had been coming once a year to I think it's the October one, to give the updates, that she didn't feel it was necessary to come to all of the events. So I think we have some time before we would need to fill that back in.
Sure. And so, the process has begun to hire someone in the section chief role. So if you know of people, have them on standby. It's not yet announced or anything, but certainly keep it in our radar so that we know when we do hire our new person that that is a function that we would want them to continue to have. So thank you.
Tandra, one more thing on the transportation partnering meeting. If there are new DB firms, we do extend the opportunity to introduce yourself at those meetings. Just coordinate with ACEC, and we'd be happy to take that opportunity for you to reach out and introduce yourself.
Okay, that's good to know.
And Anna usually goes to those, is that correct? The partnering meetings?
Did you say me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I do. Yeah, and I'm on the agenda.
So you could always bring up the fact that, you're looking at setting goals in the design contracts, in the NOIs, and field questions on that at the partnering meeting, because I think that's going to be a topic that's of big interest to a lot of the prime firms, because other than just the ones we did on that east-west corridor, there have not been many goals assigned on design NOI projects for years and years and years. So that'll be a change, and they need to start getting used to that. But you can most certainly introduce that if there's nobody from the DBE office there.
Right, and I'm not sure that we'll, I have my list of topics for February's meeting already. That was not one of my topics I had planned on talking about, but if we know more information between then and now, I will certainly share it.
All right.
Anna, one question I've got for you, and I don't on the website, as far as previous contract awards, it's something that I know has been used as a resource to see who's getting some projects. I see that hasn't been updated by July. Is that on your radar to get that updated at some point?
It is now.
Thanks, Anna.
That's why these check-ins are good, right? Remind us of what needs to be done. Excellent.
Thanks.
Any other questions for Dave? Or comments or information to share? All right, we'll move on to NAMAC. Tim, or anyone else representing?
Okay. Well, we don't have too many things. We're in our planning stages for 2024. We're looking forward to being participatory in the upcoming WISDOT DBE workshop and networking summit, of course, one of the highlights of the year. We also have a couple of other signature events that are coming down the pike. We have a utility supplier diversity symposium coming up in May. We also have our construction sector business to business forum coming up in October. So stay tuned for that. We are looking to continue to move forward partnerships with WISDOT to help maximize capacity building and contract procurement opportunities, both on the contracting side and consulting side with diverse businesses and entities. And like I said earlier, we are encouraged by the increased numbers of contract opportunities, want to see a bit more equitable distribution of said contracts, and would also like to continue to explore ways in which relationships can be built with primes and prime contracting opportunities can be afforded ethnic minority contractors as well. And so I think a lot of good information was shared on this meeting today. I wanted to follow up with a couple of folks that made a couple of comments and asked a couple of questions. I'll probably do that offline, but that's all I have for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Any questions of him or anything to add? All right. Roz has her hand up. Yes, Roz.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that Tim, for the events that's coming up, please send me any information so I can publish it in our newsletter so our DBs can know ahead of time so that they can plan ahead of time, please.
Excellent. Will do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. Thank you, Roz, for being on top of it. All right. I don't see Mary Forlenza, our FHWA rep. So we will move on. I guess for our office, Kathleen, Benji, Roz. I'll let Roz, she's our great cheerleader, to talk about the annual event.
Yes, I see that. I see Andrew and Dave. Tim, you guys are part of the participation of the annual event and some of our workshops. So I want to encourage you guys to, if you haven't done so already, please register, get your rooms. I think the room prices go up next week. So right now they're staying at $99. So please get your rooms, register your rooms, Tim, please. And also, I have a flyer that I'm going to send to Kathleen that I want you guys to kind of send out to your group. We do have a bankers panel. We do have a bankers panel. So I got the flyer. It's a registration flyer. We're going to have a full two-day agenda put out with our nominees, our Golden Shovel nominees and award winners. But this is just a quick 2-day snapshot of what it's going to look like with our partners listed. And then our bankers panel and our keynote speaker will be Aaron Towns of BMO Bank, talking about building generational wealth. And our bankers panel talking about access to capital for small businesses, contractors, and consultants. And of course, that'll be led by Eric Ness from SBA. So please, I'll send this over to Kathleen so that she can get it out to you guys. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Roz, for that update. Benji, Kathleen, any other updates? I see Benji's hand. Yes, Benji.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everyone know that over the course of the next couple of weeks, we are going to be posting the Working with WISDOT Consultant Guide, which Kim Lebdell and her team put together for us. It is a great guide. It is very comprehensive. And what it does is basically takes a firm through the step-by-step what you need to do to become prepared to work as a consultant with WISDOT. So we sent it over for our final formatting, and that will be on our website. And we're going to send out a notification like, hey, come look at this. And as I said, Kim Lebdell and her team over there did a fantastic job on it. So thank you very much, Kim. And to the other Kim, you guys did great. So we appreciate that.
Benji.
Yes, ma'am.
It's already posted?
No. It's with Nancy right now. She's reformatting.
The construction guide is posted.
Yeah, the construction guide
Okay.
is
Oh, I'm
posted,
sorry.
but
My fault. Okay,
consultant is
my
not.
fault. Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you for that update. Very
yeah, absolutely.
informative. Roz, your hand is still, nope, it's not up any longer. So I think our next meeting will be April 24th. Same day, Wednesday, 10 to noon, I believe. And certainly Kathleen will inform of that meeting and give you the heads up in advance. It should already be on your calendar. She graciously has put all the meetings on our calendar for the year. So hopefully you will be able to join us. And that said, you know, I feel like, did I do everything? It's 10:45. So, but I thank you all for participating, and we won't prolong you. You all have a great day, and if you need anything from us, please reach out. All right. Thank you so much.